The UK is better than Canada. I do not think you should move to Canada in 2025 from the UK. I think if you're in the UK, you should stay back in the UK. And in this video, I'm going to give you reasons why I think the UK is better than Canada and why you should not come to Canada in 2025. Hi, my name is Gift Togu. I'm a Nigerian YouTuber who recently moved from the UK to Canada as a permanent resident. If this is your first time watching any of my videos, don't forget to hit the subscribe button below. I make videos about lifestyle, travel, freelancing, getting a remote job, and everything in between. So if you want to level up your life in 2025, that can be in your career, in your freelancing, or even in your relocation, this is the channel to watch. In today's video, I am going to be telling you guys why I think the UK is better than Canada and why you should not move to Canada in 2025. So I've made a lot of videos about like my move from the UK to Canada and whether I'm moving back to Canada, right? Well, I'm moving back to the UK from Canada, but this video is kind of different because I'm going to be telling you guys the reasons why I think the UK is better than Canada. Whenever I post videos like this on my TikTok or post videos about talking about my move from the UK to Canada, I usually get comments from people telling me that the UK is better than Canada, you know, like nobody should move. And today I think I'm here to agree with those people. So I'm going to give you reasons why I think you should not move to Canada in 2025, especially if you are in the UK. So if you think that these reasons do not work for you, obviously definitely come to Canada. However, if these are things that, you know, are a cause of concern or cause for concern for you, I don't think you should be moving. The first on the list is do not move to Canada if you love to travel. Do not move to Canada if you love to travel and you love cheap travel. I've lived in the UK for a while, and when I lived in the UK, when I lived in the UK it was easy to travel around the world, especially around Europe. There's a train that you can use from London, I think from London to St. Pancras, or London basically to France. You can go via train from London to France with the Eurostar to Paris. You can fly from like their airports, like the distance from London to other parts of Europe is not so far. I remember moving from London Luton Airport to Prague, and it was like a 2 hours flight. And then from Prague, I was able to go to Barcelona. I liked to travel while I was in the UK. In Canada, 2 hours to where? 2 hours to where, please? Because here in Alberta, you can even be traveling 8 hours by road and you're still in Alberta. Canada is such a big country. I tried to check from my area, from where I live to Ontario, and I'm seeing 4 hours by flight. 4 hours by flight. Meanwhile, in the UK, in 2 hours, you're already out of the country. Do you understand? So I'm not saying that it's not possible to travel here. I'm saying that travel is cheaper in the UK. So if you want to see the world, I don't think you'll be able to really do that here. I'm not saying that it's impossible, but it's just going to be a bit harder than it is in the UK. If you're in the UK and you've not been traveling, I don't understand. Like, please start traveling, okay? Go and see the world. The UK gives you an opportunity to travel to different parts of Europe. It's also close to Nigeria, so if you're a Nigerian, the UK is close to home. You can enter your Air Peace flights from London Gatwick Airport, and before you know what's happening, you're in the international airport in Lagos. So it's easier, it's closer to home. So if you're someone that likes to travel, you like to see the world, I think you might want to stay back in the UK, because here, even to travel within the province, it's far. From where I stay to another part of the province, another popular city in this province can be like 3 hours by road. 3 hours by road. So that is such a long time. So I would say that if you really enjoy traveling, you want to travel around Europe, you want to travel for cheap, this might not be the best place for you to come to, because even traveling within the province or even traveling outside the province, going to another province is really expensive. I've been planning to go and see my sister, and I've been checking the prices of flights. that one is Vision 2025. It's too expensive. Like, it's too expensive for now. That does not mean that I will not go. I will, but I need to plan better for it. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is that if you are somebody that enjoys traveling, especially traveling on a budget, this might not be the best place for you, because it's quite expensive to even travel around the province, to travel around different provinces, and to travel abroad. If you have a problem with nice people, you don't like people that are too nice, that will say, oh, thank you, sorry, thank you, sorry. You have a problem with people who are too nice, people who are really nice. I don't think this is the best place for you, because Canadians are known to be nice. They actually are nice. They're really nice. Honestly, they're really nice. So if you have a problem with people who are extremely nice, you don't like that kind of niceness, you want like a little buzz here and there, I would say that maybe this is not the best place for you to come to. Don't come to Canada. If you're not interested in being nice and you don't like people who are extremely nice, do not come to Canada. I'm not saying that there are not people that are not nice here, but majority of people that you will find here are really nice. They open the doors for you, they will tell you sorry, they would say thank you a lot. I remember in the UK, if something happens to someone and I say sorry, they're like, oh, that's not your fault. Like, that's not your fault. Do you understand? And let's be very honest, it's not your fault. Like, that something happened to somebody, but the Nigerian in me will always say sorry. So coming to Canada to see that people really love saying sorry too, it healed me, okay? It healed me. So if you have a problem with saying sorry or very nice people, I don't think you should come here. Another reason I don't think you should move to Canada is if you are not liberal. I'm not saying that there are no conservative people in Canada, but Canada is such a liberal country. I think it's one of the most liberal countries in the world. More liberal than the UK, more liberal than the US. It's working for me because I've always been a liberal person. I come from a liberal family. We have liberal beliefs in my family. Like, we are really liberal in my family. I come from a family that they are open-minded. Okay, I don't come from your regular Nigerian family where they have a lot of judgments and all of that. So Canada healed me, coming to a place that is so open-minded, that everyone is so like, people are mostly liberal here. Healed me. I'm not saying that the UK is not liberal, but it's not as liberal as Canada is. Canada is so liberal. So if you have a problem with being liberal, or you are very conservative, you'll probably find your people here, but it's best to not come here. Do you understand? If you are not really open-minded, you are full of judgment and hate, and oh, you will go to hell if you do this, you go to hell if you do that. I don't think that this is the place that you want to come to. So I think you should stay back where you are and not come here, so you don't start to complain about, oh, why is this happening, what happened here, why is this happening here. I don't think that's something that you want to. I don't think you want to live in a country that is really open-minded about things that you do not agree with. So I would say stay back where you are if you are not open-minded and you're not liberal. And I mean, it's 2025. Like, why are you still stuck in the past? Open your mind up to. Another reason why I think you should not come to Canada in 2025 is if you do not like a laid-back life and a slow life. For someone that moved from Lagos, Nigeria, I was born in Lagos, I'm raised in Lagos until I started going to school outside Lagos. For someone that was raised in Lagos, I'm not used to the slow life, okay? Everything is like, even when I was in Lagos and I was working remotely, I'm still being fast-paced because that's how I was raised. So coming to the UK, I didn't live in London, I lived in Luton, and it was, slow. But Canada is like really laid back. It's like a chilled place. Things are not like... So if you're looking for a place that is so fast-paced, you might want to try to go to Toronto. However, if you really need a country that is fast-paced, that everything is like, this might not be the place to come to, because this is a chiller side of life. Do you understand? Things are quite chilled here. It's not as fast-paced as everywhere. It's not very rowdy. Things are quite chilled. I don't know if I'm talking because I'm living in a chilled city, but things are quite chilled here. It's not so noisy, not so rowdy, really good. So if you don't want to live in a place that is quite laid back in 2025, I don't think you should come here. But if you are tired of a bit of chaos and you just want sanity, you just want like peace, you just want to chill a little bit, I would say you should come here. There are a lot of places in the UK that are really chilled. Luton was not really noisy. It's not like London. It's not that rowdy. My favorite place in the UK is St Albans. St Albans and Happending. I really love these places. They are my vibe when it has to do with being chilled and laid back and posh. I really love St Albans. That's my favorite city in the UK, followed by Happending. I usually work in St Albans, and I really love St Albans. Chilled places in the UK. But if you're not someone that really likes a laid back life, I don't think you should come to Canada. However, if you want like a laid back life, you should come to Canada in 2025. Let's talk about the job market. The job market everywhere is, I've always talked about this job market. The job market everywhere is not the greatest. I'm really crossing my fingers for everybody looking for a job and hoping that 2025 will be your year, the year that you get your job, and not just any job, your dream job. However, when it has to do with the job market in Canada, get ready to get ghosted, okay? Get ready to get ghosted. I'm not saying that they're not good HRs. I mean, I've had really good experiences. If you watch my previous videos, you see that I've had really good experiences and really bad ones where I would do stages and stages of interviews and then not hear back from them. I'm not the one following up with them. I'm the one calling them. I'm the one sending them emails. Most times they won't even respond to the emails when I send them. That's after several stages of interviews. You guys will know that I've come here to say time and time again that I don't have any problem with ghosting people when they just apply. Like, I mean, if you're not going to move on with them, maybe to move them to the interview stage, maybe there's no point responding to them, because a lot of people have applied for the opportunity. The problem I have is when people have applied for an opportunity and then they've interviewed with you, you don't give them any feedback. I'm not saying give them feedback on what they can do better if you don't have the time, but a generic email of rejection actually works better than silence because it kind of gives closure. Do you understand? So here I've realized that, and from people's experiences, I've heard about the ghosting. I didn't know how bad it was until I was in the job market looking for a job, and I can tell you for a fact that the ghosting here is a thing. So I'm not saying that every HR is like that. I really wish like all the HRs can be like some of the HR people that I've experienced that would actually give you feedback. That healed me. Those feedbacks healed me. Those answers healed me instead of like ghosting. But I would say that if you are really super into the job market and if you're afraid of ghosting in the job market, I don't think you should come here, okay? Come here because you go collect, okay? You will collect ghosting in the job market. So if the job market is something that you are worried about, you're afraid of, you're worried about, I would say that maybe you should not come here. You get your heart broken. However, if you're coming here, you should know that these things take time. I mean, everybody's experience is not the same thing, but patience will help you. Patience in the job market, very important. You probably get frustrated once in a while, but you will eventually get that dream job, okay? But if you really want it now, you want to get that job now, today, tomorrow, and all of that, maybe not here, okay? Maybe not here, because even getting a manual job here, or let me not call it a manual job, getting like a small job, a survival job that you can do while you're looking for your dream job, it's not even the easiest here. It might be easier in the UK. It's not the easiest here. I've not done a manual job before. I've not done like a small job here before, but I know that getting a manual job or a small job here, a survival job here, it's not the easiest one. You will work for it, okay? You work for it. It's easier in the UK. So if you have like phobia for ghosting, phobia for looking for a job, you are tired, you don't want to get your heart broken in the job market, I'll say that you should not come here. If you're coming here, you need to come here with a lot of confidence. You need to come here with a lot of patience. You need to come here with a lot of hope, knowing that you're going to rough it no matter how long it takes, no matter how hard it is in the beginning, because in the beginning it's quite hard. Another reason you should not move to Canada in 2025, and why I think the UK is better, is the cold. Like, if you don't like the cold, I don't think you should come here, especially if they keep telling you that it's possible to cope here. Because I have people that they'll say they want to come to Canada and they're like, oh my god, it's so cold, I can't come. And I'm like, if you buy a good jacket, if you buy good things, you will cope with the cold. It's not that deep. And they're like, oh, you know, it's so cold. It's like, don't come then. Don't come. Don't come. Don't come. I need to be open-minded about the cold and prepare adequately for the cold. Is something that you can manage. If you buy a good jacket, if you buy a car, you put your winter tires, your house is well heated, you know, you will be fine. You'll be able to cope with the cold. You'll be able to cope with the cold. But if you have phobia for cold, you're like, oh my god, it's too cold, I don't think I can do this. Maybe you really cannot do it. Do you understand? Maybe you honestly can't do it. Because if you buy good jackets, you buy good boots, you buy your gloves, everything, buy your thermal wear, thermal leggings, I think you will be fine. It's not that deep. But if you're always complaining like, oh, I don't think I can cope with the cold, and you've not even come here before, you've never given this place a try, maybe you should not come here, because people are coping here with the cold, and you can cope here with the cold. You don't have two heads. When you're inside your house, you're warm. When you're outside, it's cold, but you prepare adequately, cover up properly, you'll be fine. But if you think that is something that you cannot do, it's too cold, you don't want to stay here, don't come here. Okay, don't come. If you have a problem with a beautiful country, if you have a problem with a country that is so beautiful, you don't want to live in a country that is so beautiful, don't come here. But if you want to experience the beauty that is Canada, because you guys, Canada is so beautiful, like it's so beautiful. And I have not even been to a lot of places, but where I live, like I've tried to see my city, and I mean, every day I go out, every time I go out and I see a new place, I mean, at how beautiful and how organized the city is. I remember when I said I was coming to Alberta and I was coming to this city, someone told me that when I come here, I would know that engineers built this city. When you're here, you see the level of thought and organization that went into building this city. It is so organized. It was a lot of thought into breathing the city to life. It's so beautiful, and I'm hearing that Calgary is even more beautiful than my city. Okay. So it is so beautiful. There are so many tourist attractions here, hiking trails for you. You guys, I can't even. I want to go to Banff. I've seen videos about Banff, how beautiful it is, like how beautiful a lot of places in Alberta are. There are places in British Columbia that I've seen on video that I want to go and experience for myself because it's so beautiful. So if you have a problem with a country that is beautiful, you don't want to live in a beautiful country, you're like, you know what, I'm too old for all of this beauty. I don't want to live in a beautiful country anymore. Don't come here. However, if you want to live in a country that is really beautiful, nature, breathtaking scenery, I think you should come here. But if you think that it's not, I beg, don't come here, okay? Don't come here. But if you want to experience the beauty that is nature, I think you should. The thing I would like to talk about is organized cities. The level of thought that went into organizing this place is so good. Every community has almost everything. My community, we have like a medical center, we have labs, we have like our shopping center, which has like Walmart, Winners, Dollarama, like everything you want. We have the daycare, we have like the food court, we have a lot, okay? We have our library. Every community has something like that. So they have like amenities within the community, and most of them are like a walking distance. All these places that I'm mentioning now, like 7 minutes walk. And you guys know I am a trekker. I like to walk. I like to take walks. I enjoy walking. So knowing that I have all of these amenities around me is so good. So if you want to live in a city that is well thought out, or you want to live in a country that is well thought out, you should come here. However, if that's not something that you're interested in, don't come here. I don't think you should come here. It's not even worth it. Don't come here. But if you want to live in a city that is organized with the right amenities, I think you should come here. I'll say that everything actually depends on you and what you want to do. If you want to move here, if you want to move to the UK, if you want to stay back in the UK, it depends on you. It all depends on what you want to do. It doesn't depend on what anybody thinks, or what I'm saying here does not matter. What matters is what you actually want to do. I would say that you need to do your research. You need to be convinced that this is where you want to move to. You need to be convinced of the province and the city that you want to move to. And the only way you can be convinced about these things is if you decide that you're going to do your research, because I know that a couple of people do not like to do their research. So you need to do your research, okay? I have a lot of things to say about Canada, but if you cannot tell from this video, I really love living here. I'm not living here. Okay, I love living here and I'm not leaving. I'm not going back to the UK. If you're thinking of moving, I think you should, you know, do your research and consider, ask yourself if you want to move. However, if it's not something, if you've checked it and you know you think you're more comfortable in the UK, I think you should stay back. If you have a problem with all of the things that I mentioned, there are a lot more, but I'll stop here today because I want to film another video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and follow me on TikTok. I'm more active there at Gift to Go. Till I come your way again next time, you're gonna be nice to your neighbors, and bye.